Hey everyone, what's up? I pulled
What's up?
pulled Don out of the lineup right away. That way we could kind of give him an intro.
Well,
We got Don Chin today as a special guest. Everybody, I'm sure you got a little bit of a taste of the book he's got coming to us called X-Farce. It's a parody book, but yeah, we want to bring him in and talk to him about some things, about his book, about his experience, and me and Jeremy will probably, crack some jokes. I think that's the whole point of the book, to give a little levity to everything. But how you been? How you been, Jeremy? Good.
oh, I'm doing good, man. Doing
Sweet.
good.
See, you're growing out your hair a little bit. So,
More like, just focused on the work and no one to impress.
right. I'm jealous of that. I got a lot of people in press, and I got to make money. No.
Long hair.
No, when your hair grows out, it looks good. So it's different than mine. I got the Italian fro when it grows out.
Well, your brother's got that Fabio.
Yeah, I don't know how he's able to pull that off.
That was a while ago too.
For sure. All right. Before we get into my, yeah. Cool. Awesome. Anybody in our room yet? Where's Jedi? Jedi needs to moderate. All right, here we go. What's up, Don?
Hey, what's up, my man?
It's good to have you on. We've only had one guest before, but we wanted to bring on as many creators as possible. Huh?
We chased off the last one.
Yeah, we heard about you guys.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad we could entertain enough to get some traction. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. The last guy we had on was Eric McManus with his cyberpunk book, and it was fun to talk to him. But I know you're primarily a writer as well, right? Is that your?
Yeah, that's kind of my gig is a writer and
publishing.
Yeah, but I've been going on Drawn and Quartered like the last 3 or 4 weeks. I got second place last week.
Nice.
So I do. They said we want you to drop PewDiePie, and I was going, I don't know who PewDiePie is. About 10 minutes before the stream started, I Googled him. And so it was like, learn PewDiePie like in 7 minutes. There was a video. So I watched it, and then I understood what, kind of a basic idea of what he was. So I came up with PewDiePie.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty good. I really do.
But I guess I texted I have grandkids, they're like teenagers. And I said, I don't know who PewDiePie is. Do you guys know who PewDiePie is? And they said, oh, come on, Gramps.
Yeah, right. I totally forgot. I forget that you look so young. So I forget that you are a grandfather.
Thank you, Joe. I feel young. I mean, I like to play video games and read comics. So I'm kind of young at heart, but my bones are starting to, get a little, joints are starting to get a little.
I know, right? Yo, what's up, Badger? Badger Comics is in the house.
What's up, Badger?
Badger's all over the place.
Yeah, Badger needs to come on our show too, dude. I totally forgot to bring this up, but he's like an incredible painter.
Well, good. Bring him in.
I know. We need to have him on as a guest.
I saw Badger. I was on a couple streams last night with John Dillard from
oh, nice.
The Buckler. And Badger, I think, was in the chats. Like, I thought it was a woman because he kept on commenting like how hot Dillard was, and they wanted to buy him and stuff. So I wasn't sure if it was a man or a woman.
I've seen him in he usually has his avatar up, but I saw him in picture in face to face. So I felt you before that. I didn't know. You never can tell. But Dillard he's a cool dude. He's always smoking a cigarette too, right? Is that his thing?
Yeah, he's got that husky voice, but
he's got the husky voice, always smoking a cigarette. It's like a French dude in the 90s.
Well,
awesome.
If we got him.
Yeah, I know. Our usual crew that pops in, we took 1 week off, and our usual crew is gone. So
I know. Well, like I said,
They'll hop on.
or like we said, there's some things going on right now that everybody's kind of probably paying
Right.
attention to.
And we usually hop on at 7 too. So I think
Yes.
we're probably used
Oh,
to
that's
that.
right. You did me a favor because I had to kind of space out another appearance tonight. So I appreciate that.
It's all good. It's all good. I wanted to like give a little bit of an opportunity for you to explain maybe your history with comics, because I know about, we just talked about hamsters off screen, but you can let me know like maybe where you started in comics and maybe what brought you to it, what you like about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably like you guys, I kind of got the comic book bug when I was in high school and junior high, and I grew up I was born in the early 60s, so a lot of stuff that I read was we kind of get introduced with funny animal comic books like Richie Rich and anything that was like Saturday morning kind of oriented. And then as I got older, I started like superheroes and whatnot. But I kind of have an affinity for comic strips too, which, back in the day, people would get newspapers and read Peanuts or
Garfield.
Right, Garfield.
Yeah.
So as a young kid, somebody gave me a gift of like a Mattel 8-volume Peanuts collection set that was like hardbound, and I just like wore the covers off reading Charles Schulz's stuff. So I really liked kind of the age appropriate stuff for my age. But as I got older, I kind of gravitated towards more independent people. Like, I don't know if you guys ever read Heavy Metal magazine, but it was almost kind of almost more of an adult type thing, but it would kind of push the boundaries both with their humor and
it's like an alt book,
right, and a little bit of nudity and stuff in it. But
not like Kerrang.
What's that?
Not like Kerrang. Kerrang magazine.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
That's an old one.
Okay.
It's not like a Heavy Metal magazine, like a
Yeah.
Well, that's funny, Jeremy. Are you a musician?
No, I'm just pretty eclectic with all kinds of knowledge that I pull from my experience.
Okay, I didn't know if you were like a metalhead, because I got a hero coming after.
Okay. No, I dabble into all kinds of different type of eclectic stuff. I like Sigur Rós as far as experimental music, and some heavy metal stuff is good. So I like the experimental side of it. I also like the kind of the punk side of it too, like screw the capitalist side of it. Just try to make your art.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
So besides my love of comics, I've always loved music, and I kind of grew up with everything from pop to new wave to punk and stuff. But getting back, what's that?
Sorry, we got Bud in.
Oh,
just saying hey to him.
No worries.
One of our regulars.
Hi, chat. Thanks for coming.
He came in when I said, screw the capitalists. It's just the music. I'm not talking about my stuff. Yeah. But yeah, the punk scene is very cool, scene for me too. So yeah, keep going. Yeah.
So anyways, I took a cartooning class in high school, and I met a guy in that class named Parsanovich, and he was the guy that eventually drew the hamsters for us back in '86. But kind of the first comic book work I did was self-publishing, like a fanzine in the '80s called Overload. And what it was kind of a mixture of heavy metal meets Mad Magazine. So
cool,
like fantasy humor.
That's awesome. Yeah. Joe, I just watched Fire and Ice, the Frank Frazetta animation. I just watched that last night again. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That was
I forgot the animator for that. What's his name?
Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, he's got some interesting portfolio. I like how he was trying to push things back then. But
did you ever see Wizards?
Wizards.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite one of all of it, just because I'm into the fantasy and sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of heavy metal-ish. The Wizards kind of whole scene.
Yeah.
But so after Overload was out, we actually did it locally up here in I live up in Humboldt County in California. which is Northern California. So we did about 5 issues of it. And after I think starting with the 3rd issue, we actually had distribution on it. So we were starting to get into comic book stores. And so people would send me their submissions. So I was, starting to look at people's work. And back then you didn't have the internet. You'd have to make copies of your work and then mail it in to an editor and then just hope that you could get a response. But my friends and I, at the time we were in high school, we thought we were, the hottest thing since sliced bread. So we would send our stuff to like these professional publishers and get rejection letters. And, it was kind of a blow to our ego, our adolescent egos. But now I look back on the stuff that I sent and I go, I have no idea how I thought about sending what I sent to them. But so fast forward in the early 80s, I was in college and trying to get work with publishers. And the very first thing I did, Joe, which let me pull it up here. Did you guys ever read Crack magazine when you were growing up?
Mm-mm.
I think a little bit.
Okay, you guys probably read Mad though, right?
Yeah. Definitely Mad.
Crack is kind of like the stepchild of Mad. It was on the newsstand and it was kind of just like a Mad magazine knockoff, but it had some really good artwork. I don't know if you know who John Severin is, but he did a lot of vintage Marvel stuff, and his sister Marie was probably one of the first women artists working for Marvel, and she drew like Hulk and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
But like Mad magazine has Alfred E. Newman. Well, Cracked has this janitor guy named Sylvester P. Smythe, and that
looks like McGee and me.
I know.
Yeah. Right? So I would start sending my ideas to Cracked, and lo and behold, out of the blue, the editor actually wrote me back. And what I thought was so funny, Joe, is that the editor's name was Joe Catalano. And so when I saw you on a show, maybe it was the Comicsgate live show that Win was on. So when I heard you say your name, I said, I wonder if he's related to the guy from Crack. Your name a little bit different.
Catalano is kind of popular too. There's a lot of I've seen a lot of like doctors or something like that, normal sector kind of people.
Are you from New York?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. Because that's where they're located. So I would have to send my scripts to New York. And eventually, after, a few months of persistence, they finally published me. So Crack number 200 for $1 newsstand was my very first published work, like in 1983. So really old, man. I feel really old.
That's awesome.
So anyways,
pretty cool though.
Yeah. So I didn't get any regular gigs with them. I mean, my whole dream was to be the guy that writes the movie satires, because when you read Mad, that's kind of the highlight whenever they parody a movie. But I still wanted to do kind of satire, and I grew up watching Saturday Night Live.
Yes, the old Chevy Chase ones.
Yeah, Chevy.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
The good ones.
So that was kind of like influencing my humor, and I mentioned this on other shows, but like the Airplane movie that came out in the 70s, that's kind of like my bag is that kind of humor, slapstick visual.
Right.
So, here I am in college, and I had so many comics. I actually opened up a store in Northern California called Comic Castle. So I started this store out of my parents' house, and then it was the only store in town. And before I knew it, people were wanting me to move it downtown. So that was in the 80s, and I was still going to college, and everybody was kind of talking, under the radar about this independent book by these two guys back east called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you couldn't get them. I mean, they were like selling out, and they were like $100 real fast. And I didn't really carry a bunch of independents back at the time, but we were starting to get people wanting those books. And so I'd have to pay kind of like a premium price, get them in my store, and then mark them up. And you couldn't keep them in stock. They were, they were just flying off the shelves.
Yeah, don't watch our Halloween episode.
What's that?
Don't watch our Halloween episode. We're turtle heads. So you talking about this is like I'm hung on every word you're saying right now.
So basically I'm in a college class and I'm doodling and I'm thinking, maybe fans would like take like one weirder step of a comic book concept. So I just like wrote out adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Invited Badger in. We got Badger kind of invited himself, but I wanted to get him on anyway. So
nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, all of you too. I'll be honest, I'm only semi-familiar with everybody.
It's cool,
but
that's okay.
I figured I'd come in, listen, pretty much. So
no worries. It's good to be here. So, anyways, I came up with this concept in a class, and I took it to my friend Parsanovich, and I said, "You think you might want to draw something if I wrote a story about these characters?" And he says, "Sure." So we did it, and then I had actually met some publishers through conventions in the Northern California area, and one of them was Eclipse. Eclipse was a pretty big independent publisher in the 80s and 90s, and they were actually only a couple hours north in Northern California. So I kind of knew them, and they had kind of the same indie vibe. They weren't Marvel or DC. They were kind of taking a lot of creator-owned projects. One of the very first companies that would take people's concepts and let them keep the rights, not just
right.
Them off. So that was really cool. And I sent the hamsters to them and I asked them, would you be interested in this project? And they looked at it and they said, yeah, we would be. So I was like on cloud nine, because this is like my very first, actual comic book by a major publisher. And so they said, we like it, but we only want to distribute it for you. We don't want to be in charge of the printing. I went, wow, that's kind of weird. But there was a trade-off. So they said, because we're distributing it, we're not going to take as big of a cut as if we were footing the printing bill. So I didn't think, maybe they didn't think it was going to sell that much. Right. But we got orders, and it was like about 55,000 comics at the time, which was, by a couple of unknown guys, that was like blowing numbers off of even their color books. So what was supposed to be a one shot with the hamsters turned into like almost 20 issues with it. And we sold like 500,000 copies, and it was on Jeopardy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it kind of took off on its own, and it was a cult hit. And like it said, Parsanovich drew it for like 4 issues, and then he was getting burnt out because he's meticulous and he doesn't draw very fast. And we wanted like a bi-monthly or a quarterly book, and he couldn't keep up with it. So I met Sam Keith through these same conventions, and he was just coming off of inking a book called Mage with Matt Wagner, back in the day. And he was looking for his first penciling gig. And so it just happened that I was looking for an artist and he was wanting to draw. So Sam came on the hamsters like on issue 6, and he drew like 4 issues, and then he drew a color book called Target Airboy, and then he got the job with DC doing Sandman.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that's kind of his jump.
Right, that's his jump.
Springboard was hamsters, and then he went on to become like the superstar that he is.
Right, it's crazy. And I remember seeing the cover art for hamsters for I don't know, like a couple of promo I guess times in a comic shop I was near. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never read one.
That's all right. I'll have to send you guys some.
That'd be cool. No, I'd buy it, man. It looks cool.
They're very there's the only similarity with the turtles is that they know martial arts, and there's 4 of them. But other than that, it's all, there's Bruce, Chuck, Jackie, and Clint. And, Bruce, everybody knows the 3, Bruce, Chuck, and Jackie are martial arts. Mm-hmm. But I also like Clint Eastwood. So Clint's the only one that's got a gun, like a 57 Magnum, and he's kind of like everybody's favorite because he's a punker and he's anti-establishment. And
so this was pre-Hamster Dance.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So this could have inspired Hamster Dance.
It could have. In fact, Jeremy, if you go and look at Weird Al's catalog, he's got a song called Attack of the Radioactive Hamsters from Mars.
And okay, so Biker Mice from Mars. I mean,
Could be.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
I started the rodent.
That's what I'm
rodent scene
here. That's what I'm catching.
That's awesome.
I love it. Just as long as Richard Gere isn't in it, we're all cool.
I know.
Yeah. So Hamsters just kind of, was my my claim to fame, and then I did a few more serious titles with Eclipse, and then Eclipse started to they were starting to have some financial difficulties in the 90s. So
you don't say.
Myself, me and Bill Mouse, we did one of the last books we did for Eclipse was the X-Farce book. And this was 1992, like a year after Rob Liefeld's X-Force came out. And this guy sold like 70,000 copies and was only in black and white.
Whoa.
But it was the very first book that Bill Mouse and I ever collaborated on. And he was working at SeaWorld drawing characters for, the people that come into the amusement park.
I've done that before.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
You got to pay the bills.
Yeah, it was not. It didn't. It didn't.
Oh, man. So long story short, after Eclipse was went belly up, we said, well, we can do this. So we started publishing. The very first thing we did was, because X-Farce sold so well, we thought, well, why don't we spoof the X-Men again? So our first book was the Unfunny X-Cons, and we did like 2 different versions. We did like the old 60s version, and then this is more like the X-Men, the new generation with like Storm and Colossus. Right. And then we did a Jim Lee like riff on like his Wolverine and stuff. So X-Cons was also a black and white parody, and we did really good numbers. Like each version sold like 20 to 30,000 copies. And for an independent publisher, I kind of saw the writing on the wall. So I quit my job as a in the comic book store and just went full on into doing comics. And
awesome.
So then Parody Press, we did like hundreds of parodies of different things.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Seems like there's a lot of, so there's tons of history. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just the one side, because the Parody Press was like the funny satire side, but then we did Entity Comics, which is when we did like Zen, Intergalactic Ninja, and Stargate. And if you guys know who Lionel Francis Yu is, we published his work before anybody else. Cool. He does like Wolverine and X-Men, and so he's really good. So that's kind of the history of me. And then I got out of comics to go into real estate in the 90s, and I kind of left it until 2007. And then Bill and I just did one book in 2007. And then after that, I kind of haven't been back until now.
Well, we're glad you're back, because it might have been lost in some sort of the ether where I wouldn't get to see X-Farce, but
are you back into real estate? Is that what you meant? You're back full with comics?
No, I'm still a realtor. I've been a realtor for 22 years, but I haven't. X-Farce is our first crowdfunded book, so I want to get back in and start creating.
Yes.
Again. So I'll show you a really cool. Do you want to look at X-Farce first, or?
Yeah, we want to definitely get a hold of this because we're only
Art Jedi.
Yeah, we're only on for an hour.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to put things up here. So,
and then Badger, it's good to meet you too, sir. I see you're muted, but tilt to the hat.
So that's the campaign screen, Joe.
Yeah, campaign screen will work. I'll put you up. Yeah. Cool.
Wow, we're like celebrity squares over here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I feel like I'm in 8th grade now.
Don't make me put you at the bottom, dude.
So we launched last Friday.
Cartman move.
So you launched a few days ago, then, right?
Yeah, I launched last week, and so my goal is very low. Because I don't, this isn't my full-time job, so I actually have resources. I want to publish this book. So we set our goal at only like 1,700. So if there's anybody out there that wants to back us,
no, you are so close. We can definitely get you over the hump here on stream. Somebody's going to back. I will probably back, and
thanks, guys.
We totally get you. It's
$44.
Yeah, we get you the hump.
I see Candace is in the chat. She's been a huge supporter of us, and
awesome.
Good
to have you, Candace.
Yeah, so X-Farce is our kind of our love project, bringing humor back to the world, because after last year and probably this year, we're going to need some laughs.
Right.
So what I did was I said, to Bill, my wife and I want to get back into this crowdfunding thing. So why don't we try it with something that's relatively low risk? So in that respect, we thought doing a book that people have, still might be kind of familiar with would be the best. So why don't we just take like 30 pages of the best X-Men stuff that we did under Parody Press, but recolor it because it was never in color.
Oh, good idea.
Then on top of that, why don't we add like another 18 pages of new stuff? So that's what it is. It's 7 separate stories, everything from 1960s X-Men all the way up to 2020.
That's awesome.
Do you want me to play the trailer, Joe? Or
yeah, did you click the audio selector thing on your screen when you shared the screen?
I think I did.
Okay, so we should be able to hear it. If we do, I'll bring up full screen if you did.
Okay. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. Mine are specially gifted. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons. Tangerine.
Am I the apple of your eye, Bubba?
Jeannie Gray. Beastie Boy. Oh, everybody dance now. Snow Cone.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
And their friends from X-Farce. Cable TV.
Eat remote control, frog face.
Garfarel. Meow. Dominoes.
This book has just the right amount of cheese.
And introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest. Magneto. Mistress Piggy. And not at all breaking the fourth wall. Cesspool. Now, Parody Press Comics is back with X-Farce Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7-fold color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Parody Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.
Cheers to that. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I had to mute my mic because I was laughing. I had
That's a good
to.
compliment.
There's usually nothing funnier than Joe being serious, but that was awesome.
That Reese is cracking up over here. Reese, man.
Yeah, so that's the trailer, and then I'm sorry I gravitated away from the campaign page, but how much time do I have, Joe? Do you want?
Oh, you got plenty. You got a half an hour.
Okay, so
$44.
What's that?
$44 an hour.
That would be great. Our tiers start at $25 for individual issues. It's 48 pages, no ads, full color. So we've got 3 variant covers. The first one is the one I'm showing you here, which is by Bill Mouse, the original X-Farce guy. So he redrew this based on his 1992 cover that we digitally, recolored, and he's a much better artist now. So that's one of the tiers. And then if you want to get all 3 different covers, it's
wait, we got one. Scooter just backed.
Yeah.
You can refresh and see where we're at.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Scoots, she always comes through with a save, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Scoot.
telling you.
You guys rock. I appreciate that. So, yeah, last night I was stuck on, I think yesterday in the morning I was stuck like around 1450. And then I sent out an update. I said, it'd be great to get to our goal, which is like 1700. So I went on a couple streams last night and it got stuck like at 1666.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of the 666 number.
The mark of the beast is out.
So I appreciate the support. So the different covers are the one that I showed you with Bill Mouse, and then there's a 1960s retro cover that we did that has like the full. It looks like it's distressed, and the pages are brown, like it came from your attic in the 60s.
Right.
I don't know if you guys know who Rob Willis is, but he's cover for us, and he's been under the weather, but he says he's going to be starting on it soon. So I said, Joe, I need a placeholder graphic, and if you don't send me anything soon, it's just going to be
send his new dog, huh?
Yeah, because I would have got rid of the guy next to you. Just went with the
dog.
Yeah.
It's funny because on one of the shows last night, someone says you should just do a Rob Willis cover and have a photo of Rob on it.
Yeah, the actual one.
So here's a sample of one of the old pages that's been digitally remastered. So in the 1992, this was the X-Cons Kirby and Lee spoof that we did. So you can see Mark Lewis and Kurt Hathaway, my artist, they did a pretty good job of kind of making it look like it was, the old 60s X-Men.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then Delphin Barrel, who's my colorist, we said, use a real simple muted palette like you'd see back in the original Marvel comics. So he did that, and then he said, I got this effect where I can actually make the pages look like they're all brown and everything. So he tossed that on there, and I go, man, that looks really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's one of his pages. Here on the right, if someone wants to get any of our back issues from the 1990s, I'm offering like 5 of them for $50.
Oh,
and
nice.
Everything's signed. All our books are autographed, free of charge. We have a sketch card tier that I just added today. If you want Bill Mouse to do a pen and ink sketch of an X-Farce character, that's $50.
Nice.
And then, here's kind of the main story is the X-Farce story, which is 20 pages, and now it's all in color. So Cable TV is the guy that's the leader of the X-Cons. X-Farce, yeah, and then we've got like Dominoes, and you saw them in the video. We kind of make fun of their names.
Yeah.
Cesspool is the villain in the book, and back in 1992, Deadpool was just kind of coming onto the comic scene, and we had no idea he was going to be a big movie star until the last 5 or 6 years. But I think I want Rob to draw Cesspool predominantly because he has a really cool larger than life take on his drawings. But here's a sample of him. We have this stretch goal that I dreamt when we did the campaign. I said, well, if we hit 50,000, maybe we can give everybody a Cesspool whoopee cushion.
Good idea.
So we'll see if that ever happens. But this campaign is all new to me. I don't know if you guys have crowdfunded before, but
we're doing that now. We're both in pre-campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know about if Badger is, but I know me and Joe are both in pre-campaign.
Isn't it like nerve-wracking?
Yes, that's what I've been doing for a week.
Freaking out.
Actually, for a couple months. That's all I've been doing is planning and getting it all. But yeah,
it's a lot of work, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of anxiety before you launch. And I think just finally launching last Friday, I just felt like this big burden was off my shoulders. But I know you guys will be there. I'm sure you guys will do great.
One can only hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want
show us this lunchbox. Kind of on the screen.
I texted Joe. I was like, dude, he's got a lunchbox.
So what I decided was I kind of saw some other creators doing like these executive boxes, Ethan Van Sciver, and I bought US Assassins Foot Locker box, and I said, oh, those are really cool. So I thought, what could we do that would be kind of unique. So we came up with the, I'll scroll down so you can see everything you get. Yeah, we've got the, so we call it the X-Farce Colossal Executive Box. And
Nice.
so you get all 3 variant covers that are signed, and then you get the metal lunchbox and a ceramic color mug. And then on top of that, you get the pen and ink sketch card by Bill Mouse, and that's 200. We sold a couple of those, which I'm glad. I like to sell more.
Yeah.
But that's
do you sell the mug separately as well, or is that
no? We have if I have excess, I'll probably make those available because you have to have a minimum order for these types of things. So at this point in time, I don't have the mugs available, but that's not a bad idea. I might just,
I kind of dig it. I know it's I know how it goes. You got to work the pricing.
The lunchbox, though, that's a good idea. That was
Thanks,
fun,
man. So here's kind of a look at the X-Cons variant that we had Mark Lewis do, and I said, can you make it look like it was from the 60s? And he did everything. He did all the typography, the logo, the coloring, pen and ink work. And strange thing is he worked for us in the 90s, and then he tried to make it in the comic book business, but he actually wound up working in animation and working on the X-Men animated series. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so he's really good. He looks
awesome.
His stuff looks very retro, and we make fun of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in this cover. We've got instead of the toad, we have the toe, and then instead of the mastermind, we have the hamster mind because he's got a little hamster.
Oh, that's Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, and Magneto. Magneto is he's the leader of the
Magneto.
And then on the right, instead of Quicksilver, there's Quacksilver. And
Silver, that's pretty good.
Instead of Scarlet Witch, it's the Scarlet Wrench.
Oh man.
So yeah, just the various tiers. I've kind of showed you what the comics are, and then we have a lot of original artwork for sale. So if you want to get like the New Mutants back cover artwork or interior pages, I think let me see if I can show you New Mutants. That's kind of a cool, yeah. So I had a guy that I thought could do a real cool illustrated style. He's doing our back cover, which this is, and then he does a couple interior pages that look like this too. But I don't know if you guys know who Bill Sienkiewicz is.
Yeah.
Sienkiewicz was the guy that drew a lot of New Mutants back in the 80s, and he has a real cool illustrated style. So I sent him some samples of Sienkiewicz's work, and then I think he nailed it. He kind of makes it look like it's illustrated. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's pretty much the campaign, guys. I mean, it's like I said.
What's the one tier that you'd probably want to promote? I know you have a feature, but like, what's the coolest one you think?
I like the lunchbox. Yeah, the whole colossal the box together, and that includes any of the stretch goals that we hit. I've got magnets and trading cards, posters. But if we hit 50, that would be great because then everybody gets a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, that would be cool. I know. I refreshed and it says 1726.
You guys, I love it. It's like the smaller shows have that loyal audience, much bigger streams, and it's just like crickets. But I think your fans, they can. It's a more intimate setting, and people can kind of.
They have been the battery to our engines.
Yeah, that's pretty supportive.
That's
I don't know what we had done without.
Oh well, Amaris is back in the house. I haven't seen her in forever.
Cool.
What's up?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the X-Farce campaign. And I'm updating fans every day with an update. So if you go to xfarce.com, you can look at the campaign and check it out. But this morning I just, I told people they can get a sketch card, and I have a good scan of that. And then I'm showing them original artwork as it comes in. And this is one of the pages that I don't know if you've ever read The Mighty Mascots by Alterna, but
Yeah.
No, but I went over there and was on his show, Keith's show.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. So Keith is writing our Powers of X spoof, and this is one of the pages from it. His artist teams are from Indonesia, so they're working on it internationally, and he's the same guys that do Mighty Mascots
right. Yeah, I dig that whole IP too that he's got over there.
Yeah,
cool.
Keith's a good guy. So Keith's doing a story, and then you guys probably know who Mike Barron is. The guy did Nexus and Badger and Monster Hunt. He's the I'm sorry, this is the update page. Hey, the Art Brothers. I know you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. So I updated you guys, and then after your show in a couple hours, I go on Preston Azevedo's show. I've never seen Doc Salem, but I've seen some images from it. And it looks pretty cool.
Same.
Yeah. But I'd love to hear more about your guys' work, because I only got a little bit of a taste on that, show we were on together.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, kind of a little bit about my stuff, but I'll let Jeremy take the front end because he's kind of the odd man out here, if you will.
Let's end on a comic note. Do we have a comic note?
Yeah, I'll end there. You go do your. Jeremy is an indie game developer, so he's got a JRPG that he does the art for.
So
and design.
I sent the links over in the privy chat.
Okay, cool. You want me to put it up?
Yeah, the website's the first one I get, but let's just do the indie.
Which one do you care for me to do?
Do the Indiegogo first.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put you up.
You could play the trailer from over there, correct?
Yeah, I just have to set it to the audio.
Okay. It might be the first time we get my trailer playing without a problem.
Right, we'll see. We'll see about that.
We'll see.
Yeah,
guys, the website will throw up on screen, I'm sure, on Joe's end. And then do we have a bank of everybody's websites? We'll just throw everything up.
Yeah, I mean, I've been posting a little bit here and there in the chat for X-Farce, but yeah, Jedi, can you please throw some links if you're in the chat?
Yeah.
Do your job, bro. Do your job.
Yeah, so our Jedi's been great. He's one of our little cronies that hangs out all the time. He's a great artist too, so up and coming.
So yeah, give us the rundown.
So Beckend is, as it's written, is a meticulously handcrafted adventure around. It's a JRPG with some real-time tactics mixed in with the turn-based, but not in the way you've usually seen before. You've probably seen a few examples of it, or types of it, like in games like Legend of Legaia, Legend of Dragoon, Chrono Cross. Those type of games, you'll see certain mechanical similarities that I'm kind of throwing in there, giving the player more involvement in the combat rather than just giving commands. It's kind of the accuracy of your inputs, like a fighting game mixed in with a turn-based. But fantasy world, been putting that world together conceptually for a very long time. Map, story, characters, animation. I'm doing all the art, everything.
Yeah, you're primarily the art and design, the standalone art and design guy.
Yeah, and so my older brother programs it, and this is his first video game he's ever done, but he's programmed for a career most of his life doing energy, like with oil and wind turbines mainly.
So did you ever play D&D or anything, Don, or did you play video games?
I played a lot of video games, and I did like the Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate series was really fun.
Okay, yeah, Baldur's Gate was my big thing. Planescape Torment was a big thing of mine too, but Final Fantasy and those really took me just because of how streamlined their whole system was. It got popular, it got me, and then I just couldn't stop. But Joe, if you want to throw it,
yeah, for sure. I just want to get Badger's input too. Are you a gamer as well, Badger?
Yeah. No. Okay.
Jeremy, did you play Gauntlet?
Yes. Yeah. Badger.
Gauntlet's the best. You were muted, I think.
Yeah.
It's cool if you can't speak. You can type it.
No, I don't play games at all, really. I did play Warcraft for like 10 years, and I decided it killed too much of my life.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yes, luckily my game's a single player, so it's not going to be a massive multiplayer thing. It's a spend time with it, beat it, you're good to go. So,
hey, Jeremy, what does the J mean in the JRPG?
Japanese, and so in the game culture, what I believe is the line in the sand between RPG and JRPG is RPGs, Western RPGs, allow you to craft your character in your own narrative from the beginning and kind of throw you in a sandbox of an environment or play mechanic. JRPGs usually have main characters that you're role playing, and they're kind of already locked in there.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
They're locked with their narratives, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of what I understand the line in the sand is. So
like Skyrim is considered like a Western.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Joe, hit that play.
Yep, for sure. I'm stoked.
You must engage.
A little choppy still.
Yeah, really choppy. See, this is why maybe you should play. Do you have better internet than me?
Maybe. We'll see.
If you want to see the trailer, we'll do that. Let's continue talking about it.
But I should be able to pull it up fairly fast here. Let's see. I just don't know if you'll hear it on my end. With sound.
Do you know how to do the audio thing? It's when you click share screen.
Yes, sir.
Go to the tab that says your Chrome tab.
Show too many times for us to be still wondering about this.
I don't think I've ever let you do it. So
I know. Here we go. Share screen, and then share screen.
Go to the tab.
And
tab one.
Share audio. Gotcha.
Got it. Cool.
I think so. Hold on.
Should be.
Just tried. Okay, I'm on. We good?
No, you didn't click the right thing. No. Did you click window or did you click share audio as well on the tab?
I clicked share audio as well on the tab.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
You must engage the darkness. If you are going to gain the memories lost to you. You must stay strong.
A lone child's presence does not bode well for the circumstances.
Knowing the past. And inquisitive. It will be difficult.
Well, that's just perfect.
But try to remember. You are never alone.
That's cool.
Pretty neato, for sure.
That looks like a lot of work.
Oh, it's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun.
Have you had how many downloads have you had on your demo?
900, over 900 right now. Or wait a minute, downloads that we can track because a lot of people pull it out of Steam. So our wish list is over 900, and that's in 3 months. So I was kind of hoping for a little bit faster, but dude, I'm just happy of the response. We got just about 200 downloads that have been tracked by Steam. So
how much does it sell for?
Oh, right now it's just a prototype demo. So go play it on Steam. It's free. Go try out. So if you got a computer, you want to try it out. That's our advertisement. We worked on it for 2 years. I've been working on it for a lot longer at just planning it, concepting it, and then tricked my brother or convinced him into programming it. So now he's stuck.
The graphics are amazing. I mean, did you do a lot of the computer graphics?
Did all of them.
Wow.
All of it.
That's cool.
Thank you. Well, the special effects are Steam, or not Steam, but Unreal assets, Unreal Engine assets, just until we can hire a special effects guy to come in. So that's what our Indiegogo is about, is trying to raise the money to get this out there.
What's funny is that back in the day when we were doing comics in the 90s, games were coming out like shareware stuff, and you get like a disc on a 3.5-inch floppy, you pop it into your PC, and then it would expand. But I actually did like I actually bundled games in with our comic books. So we had polybagged Epic Mega games in with our comics at the time, and then we became the Epic Mega games that did Fortnite and Unreal, and so it's a small world, man. They've been around for a while.
Well, that's what we're working in Unreal, so I'm very familiar with Epic.
Yeah.
So,
did you play Unreal Tournament?
Yes, especially back in the day.
Yeah, everybody did. I did at least.
Quake 2 and all that. Yeah, those days, the original Unreal Tournament. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. See, I'm not that old, I guess.
Yeah, so
man.
I'll be posting about it too. You'll see. But he's on Twitter. His Twitter tag is what? Zaid Studios.
Yeah. And our website, if you're interested, Don, zaidstudios.com. The /Beckon it's just got a bunch of heavy.
They just put the link in the description.
Story.
It's the link is in the description.
It's got a lot of backstory, a lot of history and stuff like that for my project. So if you're interested, check it out.
I'll find you on Twitter and retweet, links for your stuff.
Yeah, he'll be launching soon, and also all the links for everybody is in the description. If Badge Red links, I put them in there.
No, I have no links. All my work is local, and I'm in 7 galleries where I live nearby here. So
nice.
Not even OnlyFans.
I'm thinking about it. There's people making $20,000 a month selling feet pictures and
dirty
underwear. Collect those socks, dude. Get those socks.
Should, man. Start selling socks, $50 a pair. That's how you do it.
That beats comics.
So how's your project coming along?
It's going well. I can share a quick screen and talk about it for a minute. There's a few developments. Tomorrow, I decided to do my email updates on Thursdays now. So you'll get one tomorrow if you signed up. But yeah, let's do the tab here. I'm not going to play the trailer because what the teaser is, it's low key. My new trailer coming out soon is going to blow minds, but
yes, it is. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It's pretty amazing.
He's let me see it, and it's awesome.
It's out of control. But so this is the huh?
Do you have animation in it?
Yes.
Semi, but mainly the sound effects and just the mixing and editing is off the chain.
It's awesome.
Plus a voiceover. I modeled it after the old Toonami edits for Cartoon Network, and it's definitely cool. But yeah, my book is called Star Circuit. It's a cyberpunk racing adventure that you will get to experience over 30 pages. This first chapter is all about the intro, obviously, but it's essentially a asshole street racer that has to go up against the best racers out there, which are androids. Kind of the pun on Circuit. So. Here in the beginning, it's just introducing everything, the environments, and like he just is an asshole and gets into trouble. And that's kind of how everything's introed in this book. But I've done all the art and wrote it. This is my first time I wrote it. I spent a lot of time writing it just to make sure it's, like where I want it to be. But yeah, here's the first few pages that you can read right now on StarCircuitComic.com. There's also an Indiegogo link in the chat and in the description that you can go sign up for the mailing list. I have one other little thing I showed. I think it's in the email too, but I want to show this one other screen because I'm adding a couple things to the logo for the t-shirts and patches that I want to show here.
Were you like a Speed Racer fan growing up?
Not really. It's I watched a little bit of it, but it was mostly Akira, mostly the game F-Zero.
A little Tron,
yeah, and a little Tron, yeah. So
great, yeah. I'm impressed. I mean, both of you guys for your first projects compared to what I did when I was, I got started a little bit younger, but
for sure,
yeah, you guys are like on your way.
Thanks. So this is I added kanji to the logo, and this will probably be some arrangement of this will be on the T-shirt, and I'll make a patch for it that you'll be able to add on to the package that you'll get when you back. We're launching February 16th for this, so it's in less or a little more than a month away.
Yeah, I signed up for your list.
I appreciate it. Dude, I'll be on several streams coming up. I'm actually on a stream. That's why we have to quit now so I can eat before the other stream. But I think you were on him not too long ago.
I think, Don, me and Joe kind of grew up wishing we were guys like you. And now we're old enough where people take us seriously.
Right. You got to pay your dues, man. I mean, it's just like, but I think you guys are taking the real kind of a cautious and realistic route, and don't quit your day job, because you got to have something to fall back on. But if something takes off, I mean, I was talking to Clint Stoker last night, and it's doing great with Fatal. I
missed that too. I saw it and I was like, I need to jump on and check this out. How'd that go with Clint?
It was fun. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been on his show, and he's real mellow, easy.
Oh yeah.
But you guys have been awesome, man. I really enjoyed your time. I wish it went by so quick. I hope I wasn't too long-winded.
No, not at all.
That's what I wanted to hear. I didn't get a full history. At that Comicsgate Presents that Malin did, I didn't get a full history, and that's kind of what I wanted. You gave me exactly what I wanted to hear, and I wanted to figure out exactly what we could do for you on stream. So I'm glad we got you over the hump.
Yeah, and I want to return the favor. I'll have some, streaming shows. So as you guys progress in your campaigns, hit me up, and I'll definitely share you guys to my audience as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Badger. It'd be cool to get you on just solo another time to show off some of your paintings, man.
I chill out. I bounce between people, so I just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I had one question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Your kanji. Did you have somebody who can read and write kanji look over that?
Yeah. That actually, there's two different versions.
I used to be a tattoo artist. I wouldn't have let him do that.
So the kanji could be written a few different ways, but the best, that first kanji's star, which is pretty standard. It's called Hoshi. And then the second one is the circuit that means circumference, like a lap.
Right.
So that one is, I think, Mawari is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could have gone with another kind of circuit, like a circuit board or something like that. But I had to check it out. I'm in karate, so there's definitely no shortage of people that want to tell me exactly what I should make it as. Gave me the translation.
Cool. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to watch everybody else talk. So.
Next time, I'll schedule something with you, man. If it'd be cool to just have you on for a little bit, because
I'll be watching, man. You don't got to schedule.
We're a little bit different than most programs because we're art centered a little bit more than usual. We like to promote, but anything that's art, we especially like to promote.
Yeah, except for Jazza and Ethan Becker, I'm taking them on. Bring them. Taking them.
We've always had to be with Jazza. Poor Jazza. But cool. Thanks for showing up, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Have a great
go support X-Farce.
Appreciate it.
Yes, go get that.
Appreciate it. Take care.
To all our fans, you all, thank you so much. Show up again. My stream's on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. So check us out at Zaid Studio channel, Beckon Development Weekly streams. Just me and Dwight talking. Hopefully he's on this week. It's been the holidays, so
yep.
Guys, thank you all.
Guys, thanks, Don.